Hello everyone, thanks for joining us on this edition of the midday bilingual newscast on Equinox Television. The first part of the news will be the French language with you, Nadine Yambo. Good day to you, Nadine.
Good day, Immaculée Fogui. Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. Merci d'avoir choisi Equinox Télévision. L'actualité hors de nos frontières en ouverture de ce journal. Le président tchadien repose désormais pour l'éternité à Amdjara, à l'est du pays, près de la frontière avec le Soudan. L'inhumation s'est déroulée dans la stricte intimité familiale à l'opposé de la cérémonie d'hommage qui a eu lieu à la place des Nations au cœur de la capitale N'Djamena. Une douzaine de chefs d'État et le président français ont fait le déplacement dans la capitale N'Djamena pour ses obsèques officielles. Tous ne tarissent pas d'éloges. Le président maréchal mort au combat après 30 ans au pouvoir. Retour sur cette cérémonie d'hommage dans ce reportage de Kediara.
Le Tchad rend un dernier hommage à son président de la République, le maréchal Idriss Déby Itno, décédé ce 20 avril. Les obsèques officielles qui se sont déroulées en début de matinée ce vendredi sur la place de la Nation en N'Djamena étaient très courues et riches en émotions. Face au cercueil de Idriss Déby, monté sur le plateau d'un pick-up entouré de soldats de la garde présidentielle, la famille du défunt s'est exprimée.
Tu es parti en défendant ta passion de toujours, le Tchad. Tu es parti en étant debout au milieu du désert qui t'a vu naître et auquel tu as consacré toute ta vie de soldat et de président. Tu es parti en avançant face à l'ennemi, comme tu l'as toujours promis. Tu es parti après avoir dit un dernier adieu à tes compatriotes à travers une tournée qui t'a mené dans les entrailles du Tchad profond et de la ville de N'Djamena.
Inda Déby Itno, la première dame du pays, a également salué l'image d'un soldat glorieux et intrépide.
Notre guide n'est plus, mais l'étoile du berger brille dans le ciel pour nous orienter vers le bon port. L'image du maréchal du Tchad fait corps avec son peuple, glorieux soldat, intrépide guerrier, debout et invincible devant tous les périls. Son immersion dans la grande masse et sa communion avec les populations ne sont pas à démontrer.
Discours qu'elle va tenir tout le long de sa prise de parole avant de finalement s'effondrer sur le pupitre.
Désormais, vous êtes partis. Adieu.
On assistera également à une succession de chefs d'État venus rendre un dernier hommage au maréchal, parmi eux le président français Emmanuel Macron.
Et ne laissera jamais personne menacé, ni aujourd'hui, ni demain, la stabilité et l'intégrité du Tchad. La France sera également là pour faire vivre, sans attendre, la promesse d'un Tchad apaisé, faisant une place à l'ensemble de ses enfants et toutes ses composantes.
Au cours de ces obsèques, le président Paul Biya va se faire représenter par Joseph Betty Assomo, le ministre délégué à la présidence chargé de la défense. Il ramènera avec lui une gerbe de fleurs envoyée par le président de la République. Après cette cérémonie, c'est par avion que la dépouille du maréchal a été emmenée à Amdjaras, près de la frontière soudanaise, où il a été inhumé aux côtés de son père.
Et quelle analyse peut-on faire du rôle de la France au Tchad selon des géostratèges au prétexte de privilégier la lutte contre le terrorisme? La France choisit de miser sur la famille Déby, quitte à piétiner les règles démocratiques qu'elle a toujours défendues. Le point dans ce reportage de Guizogo.
Au Tchad, après la mort d'Idriss Déby Itno, la France a manifestement choisi la voie de la continuité en maintenant sa confiance à la famille Déby, laquelle a validé l'accès au pouvoir du fils de celui-ci, le général Mahamat Idriss Déby. C'est qu'en réalité, la France semble à court d'options au Tchad, suite à la tragique disparition d'Idriss Déby Itno, un scénario qu'elle n'avait pas envisagé. En d'autres termes, Ningarledji Yoronga, encore moins Saleh Kepzabo, opposant confirmé, encore moins Soksas Masra, qui dispose pourtant d'atouts, ne font qu'illusion devant Paris. Sans doute que la puissance coloniale d'hier, qui entend poursuivre la lutte contre le terrorisme, mise sur le Tchad, dans le Sahel, ce qui justifie dans l'immédiat l'option de Paris, quitte à donner son notion sans sourciller à la mise entre parenthèses des institutions pour espérer après Déby avoir encore du débit. Nul ne sait si ce pari va s'avérer payant, mais tout de même, au final, c'est le tropisme de la France pour des pouvoirs aux méthodes discutables qui s'imposent incontestablement après Hissène Habré. Il faut croire que la France-Afrique a encore de beaux jours devant elle, mais surtout que la démocratie y a trépassé depuis longtemps.
Dans le reste de l'actualité à Tombel, dans le département du Coupé Manengumba, région du sud-ouest, les populations manquent d'eau potable. Cela fait plusieurs mois que l'eau a cessé de couler des robinets. Cette situation a été donc évoquée lors du conseil administratif de la commune de Tombel, sans véritable solution apportée. Le reportage de Jacques Mollon, Isabelle Carole Zopet.
À Tombel, dans le sud-ouest, l'accès à l'eau potable est un véritable casse-tête pour les populations, et ce, depuis de nombreuses années. Au quotidien, ces derniers font des pieds et des mains pour se ravitailler dans les rares points d'eau de coin, bien que conscients de la qualité douteuse de ces eaux. La mairie n'est pas passée par 4 chemins pour avouer son incapacité à étancher la soif de ces populations.
De l'eau, de l'eau, de l'eau. Pour un maire qui est en fonction depuis 12 ans et demi, je commence à baisser le bras. Nous avons fini par comprendre que c'est un problème de sous et de gros sous. Et vraiment, nous lançons ce cri-là, qu'il faut qu'on nous aide à nous trouver de financement pour ce problème d'eau.
À ces difficultés d'accès à l'eau potable à Tombel s'ajoute l'enclavement de l'ensemble de son réseau routier, l'insuffisance d'infrastructures sociales de base, entre autres. Des problèmes qui ont été évoqués lors de l'adoption du compte administratif 2020 de la mairie de Tombel. Des autorités, l'on apprend que la crise anglophone qui perdure dans les régions du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest serait la principale cause des mauvaises conditions de vie des populations.
Les recettes propres de la commune sont très faibles, pratiquement inexistantes, pour des raisons bien connues, la crise. Mais aujourd'hui que la crise est pratiquement... Aujourd'hui, la situation est venue pratiquement à la normale. Nous avons recommandé à Madame le maire de tout faire pour relever le niveau des recettes propres de la commune.
Ces populations sont tout de même invitées à regagner leur domicile et mener leur activité, tout en faisant confiance aux autorités pour assurer leur sécurité. Les habitants de Tombel, dans le coupé Manengumba, réitèrent leur souhait, celui de voir la paix définitivement régner dans ces 2 régions en crise.
À présent, la deuxième partie de ce journal avec vous, Immaculate Fogwish.
Exactly, Nadiambo. Once more, good day, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for staying with us on the second segment of the news in the English language. April 2017, April 2021, exactly 4 years that the Limbe market was burnt down by suspected separatist fighters. According to reports, the market was burnt down due to the non-respect of the Monday traditional ghost town imposed by the separatist fighters. More with our reporter, Davison Maibo.
April 2017, Governor Bernard Okala Bilai visited the Limbe main market after more than 50 shops burnt by suspected separatists.
What happened was just lack of vigilance, but measures will continue to be applied.
Wednesday, the 21st of April 2021, 4 years later, goods in some stores at the Isokolo Peripheral Market in Limbe 2 subdivision consumed by fire.
It's petrol that I've sent through the door to burn the house.
The look of things, it was petrol, and they had to force the container under the door. and they also threw some in front of the store.
An act linked to separatist activities, given that there was a message on part of the market wall that read the market must respect Ghost Town, since the market functioned on Mondays, which has been forcefully hijacked by separatists as a ghost day throughout the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Business persons at the Sokolo market says the market has no security put in place.
We really want the government to provide us with security because there is no security in the market.
I don't have any security in this market. We need security. That's the plea that we are pleading for the government.
We are told, thanks to those living around the market and the prompt intervention of the forces of law and order, at the wee hours of Tuesday the 20th, more stores could have been consumed.
So I came, I saw people that have already intervened for the fire burn.
Local administrators, defense and security forces are said to have visited the scene and an emergency security meeting held later. While the defense and security forces are combing the entire city, an investigation ongoing to track down the perpetrators of the act. Critics holds 4 years after, vigilance on the part of state security still remains a major setback.
And we stay in the southwest region as the Minister of Livestock, Fishery and Animal Husbandry has ordered that the flesh of the shark that was caught in Limbe, the money gotten from the sale of this shark, be shared amongst the fishermen who caught it. This comes after rumors had it that some authorities demanded that the proceeds gotten from the sale of the shark be kept in the state coffers. Once more, our reporter Davison Maimo gives us details.
Information filtering from our sources say some persons in high position within Faku administration are already demanding for a good quantity of the whale shark flesh and to an extent to be part of the proceed after sales. In a meeting to congratulate the two young Cameroonian fishermen by the regional delegate for livestock, fishery and animal industry, Dr. Lucy Egbe says the instruction from her minister are well spelled out.
The minister said that the products should be sold, what we harvested should be sold, and the proceeds given to them to encourage them, that we should not put it in the state's treasury. Because their nets were destroyed as a result, but that fish was actually big. So I'm just following the instruction of the minister.
She added, though the whale shark is a threatened species of fish, the bravery of the young Cameroonian fishermen is worth saluting.
What I did is by God, it's not by my power.
Though it's a prohibited one, but if that fish was caught by maybe foreigners, they would have taken it to their country. We wouldn't have even seen it. The minister, in his generosity, he said, and to congratulate you people on his behalf.
The two young fishermen are graduates from the State Fishing School at Diboncha. Chango David is the director.
Last 2 weeks, fishing materials and boat engines were handed to them in Kribi. Last Friday, the president of the management board, the chiefs, they met at the Diboncha beach and did some traditional libations on Friday. And their engine keys were handed to them, and all of them left into their respective fishing areas that they have to settle. And it is a group of success boys that came up with that mighty fish that we saw yesterday.
The whale shark, measuring 7.8 meters in length with a diameter of 3.25 meters, is said to have entangled itself in the net of the fishermen close to 3 nautical miles in the Sea of Limbe.
And to something else, the Nigerian Consul General for the Northwest and Southwest regions has called on the first batch of the Center for Human Rights and Democracy Chada's Empowerment Center to use the knowledge received to better the society. His Excellency Mohamed Bashi made the remark at the head office of the Center for Human Rights and Democracy in Boya. More with our reporter, Derek Chato.
The Center for Human Rights and Democracy in Africa Chada Empowerment Center graduated its first batch.
Most of them, or all of them, came in with no knowledge in dressmaking. And today, we are proud to say that we can conveniently make a dress that is ready for the job market.
The graduates say for 18 months, they have been fashioned on how to carve their own space in the world of fashion and designing.
It's not easy, but I'm going to promise the world that I will try my best not to sleep.
And they are all victims of the Anglophone crisis.
We went out distributing food and non-food items, but we realized that it was not sustainable. So we thought that there was need to look for something that was more sustainable to cater for the needs of the elderly. So we are giving them free training at CNCC.
The Nigerian Consul General for the Northwest and Southwest regions, His Excellency Mohammed Bashi, on his part, encouraged these laureates to contribute in building the society, reminding them that there is a ready market in the field they have chosen.
My message to the graduates is they should take this one as a very wonderful opportunity because they can be on their own. If you look at it nowadays, people produce materials, shoes, dresses like they did, put it on, create a site, and from the comfort of their rooms and from the comfort of their Android phones, you see people placing order, buying these things. They don't need to necessarily even own a shop, but so long as they have where to produce these materials. They don't need to rent a showroom for that. From where they're going to produce this, they can put it online and we buy it. I can order from Nigeria when eventually I finish my tour of duty.
Chada Empowerment Center was created to give vocational training to internally displaced persons in the region.
And out of Cameroon, the state burial of the fallen Chadian president Idriss Déby Itno was held this Friday, April 23rd in N'Djamena. In attendance were African foreign leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, who said France will stand by Chad to ensure that no one dares to destabilize the country. More with our reporter Innocent Aze.
The state funeral of Chad's long-serving president Idriss Déby, Friday, April 23rd, attended by some African and foreign leaders, began with a march past and a speech by his son, General Mahamat Kaka Déby Itno, who the army has named as the country's new leader. He vowed to stay loyal to the memory of his father. Also that he and his family would continue the legacy of dialogue, forgiveness, peace and unity that the late president was admired for. Among the foreign leaders was the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, for whom Chad is a key ally in the fight against the jihadists in the Sahel region.
La France ne laissera jamais personne le remettre en cause.
In his speech, Emmanuel Macron pledged that his country will never allow anyone pose as threats to Chad's stability and integrity at any instance.
Et l'intégrité du Tchad. La France sera également là pour faire vivre.
France, he says, will always be there to support the entire Chad to stay firm with the transition to play a great role.
La transition aura ce rôle à jouer.
Stability, inclusion, dialogue and democratic transition will be supported by France.
Le dialogue, la transition démocratique. Et nous sommes et serons à vos côtés.
Alpha Condé, president of Guinea, termed Idriss Déby as an African champion and role model who died for his people.
Car seuls les Africains peuvent accepter de mourir pour l'Afrique. Seuls les Africains connaissent la situation de leur peuple. Et le président Déby était ce modèle. Quand nous avons créé des champions, nous l'avons désigné comme champion pour la jeunesse. Car la jeunesse est l'avenir de l'Afrique.
President Félix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo tells the people of Chad that,
chers frères et sœurs tchadiens, puisse le sacrifice consenti par son excellence
Idriss Déby's sacrifice for his nation should cement Chad's unity and their attachments to democratic values, as well as accelerate development of the Chad Republic.
L'essor et du développement de votre chère République.
Being a member of the African Union, he promises the AU support at this transitional period, expected to be pacific, inclusive and democratic, with respect of the country's constitution.
Fondamentale de votre pays.
After the final homage paid President Idriss Déby, his mortal remains were conveyed to his native region for burial. The visiting African heads of state, including leaders of Guinea, Mali, Mauritania and Nigeria, had all ignored warnings from the rebels that they should not attend the state funeral for security reasons. President Deby was a key player in security strategy in the Sahel region, and Chad is reputed for having one of the best trained and best equipped armies in West Africa, which is battling militants linked to both Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group.
In the advertorial coming up next, we'll take you to neighboring Nigeria, where hundreds of thousands of Anglophone Cameroonian refugees are living in deplorable conditions. They were recently visited by the Fominio Foundation and the Community Refugee Relief Initiative. Dr. Christopher Fominio and his collaborators brought life relieving aid to the refugees. More with our reporter, Charles Ikome.
The state funeral of Charles.
We are sorry for that mix-up. We are going to be getting to this advertorial where Dr. Christopher Fominio visited some refugees living in neighboring Nigeria. Details with Charles Ikome.
Ever since these children, men and women, fled violence in the restive northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon to Nigeria, life has been more or less a bitter pill, just too difficult for them to swallow.
Our biggest challenge for Adagon 3 as Una brothers and sisters, now hungry. UNHCR and partners don't do plenty, but it not ever be enough. We get a challenge on funds, on how we get a land also for cultivate cassavas.
Thomas Key, it will get wrong. But I not get better patient for before. Now me wanna day for my belly. Every picking I not get them. Every brother, one mommy, one papa, I not get them. Every sister I not get them. That's when I see me soon as so I do.
In the midst of this misery comes a messenger of love, comfort and hope.
Time we have been there for Bengui, for Cameroon, I be the here of Dr. Christopher Fominio.
Like him, many of them have heard of Dr. Christopher Fominio for years, and today he is here with them. Just his presence in Adagon 3 is a blessing.
In short, only having you for Adagon 3, not even with this church, it be a very big blessing to Adagon.
His organization, the Fominio Foundation and the Community Refugee Relief Initiative have brought food supplies to the refugees.
This job, it means too much for we. From the first quarter of 2020 till today, now the first thing this way we witness and from people where they come out say they get way at hand. And so at least we really appreciate.
We all are one family. And as we do one family, we get to know say even we will not be for here for settlement with one another. Even we will not be refugees. By the fact say we will be today refugees, we say all we are refugees. And so we get to feel the pain, the same pain and suffering way on the face. And as the message that way we'll take back for talk for the other brothers and sisters then. Say me they not forget say when I day from here. Say half of the family day from here they suffer. But the message will tell the rest of the world. May they continue for help as much as they do help.
The refugees read in that gesture a deep sense of love for his people.
Now only man will get the people for heart. It will leave the United States of America, come down to bush for country and people.
Added to the food items, the Senior Associate for Africa and Regional Director of the National Democratic Institute for International Affairs, Dr. Christopher Fominio, tells them to be hopeful for better days ahead.
So this parliament may be touched all week. But I will tell you, say no cry again plenty. No cry again plenty. God will hear with prayers. Amen. And this parliament will come finished. we wanna all wanna come back for home, so we should go. We should go. We look for the future.
Apart from Adagon 1 and 3, the Fomunyo Foundation and the Community Refugee Relief Initiative brought this message and food supplies to other refugees in southeastern Nigeria, close to the border with the conflict areas of Cameroon. They made 12 stops in parts of Benue and Cross River states and in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. The refugees are looking forward to seeing them again.
Me, I already know, say with this kind love, una no go stay, una go come again. So I think glad now for the chop way go.
And that's it for this edition of the Midday Bilingual Newscast on Equinox Television. Stay blessed in the company of our programs. Nadia Ambou.
Merci Immaculée Fogwe. Fin de ce journal. Mesdames et messieurs, merci pour votre aimable attention.
Equinox Télévision, au-delà de l'image, nous rendons compte.
Ce petit doigt de pied-là, c'est pour... Celui-ci, c'est pour... Celui-là, c'est pour plus de douceur.